And what a week it was for League of Legends. The biggest story started early last week when TSM announced Chaos would be taking a break from competing in the LCS for that week, and Wild Turtle's going to be subbing in for him. Well, several days later, Wild Turtle started his LCS career with North America's first pentakill. And by the end of the weekend, he had led TSM to their first 3-0 week, including an impressive victory over longtime rival CLG that actually earned him MVP from LCS that week. The discussion began stirring within the community regarding TSM possibly replacing Chaos permanently with Wild Turtle, just given their recent victories. And many doubted this was actually a possibility because Chaos had been this long-standing member of the team. But early Monday afternoon this week, TSM posted an official announcement explaining that Chaos would indeed be leaving the team, with Wild Turtle remaining a starter. And, you know, for behind-the-scenes look at how that all went down, this week's episode of Game Cribs is available at GameSpot.com. You can check that out. Pretty emotional. Just had a chance to check it out right before the show. Very much recommend taking a look at it. We'll also have an exclusive interview with members of TSM towards the end of the show to sort of follow up on the whole decision behind this switch. As TSM fans went wild for Turtle, CLG fans had to deal with an extremely disappointing 0-3 for the week, while Dignitas pulled out a 3-0. Because C comes before D, Curse is currently sitting ahead of Dig in the rankings with TSM in third place. After their 3 losses, CLG is now in 4th place with a negative score. On the other side of the Atlantic, the European LCS took a road trip to Lille, France. Much like MLG, the event allowed for some of the amateur teams to show how much of a threat they may be during the mid-season up and down matches just happening in just a few weeks. And the amateur leagues, MYM took first place over Alternate 2-0. And the pro leagues, Fnatic and Copenhagen Wolves both went undefeated in their 3 matches. The EG vs Copenhagen game was particularly explosive as both teams raced neck and neck to the finish line. After this week's matches, Fnatic remains on top of the rankings with Gambit right behind them, SK sitting at 3rd, and EG surprisingly continues to stay in the middle of the pack. In China, the Tencent Pro Leagues continued, with Team Wii losing their undefeated streak to Invictus Gaming, who now sits at 5-0. Najin Shield has officially locked in Loco Doco and AD Carry and Save as their mid player. Controversial player Woong has retired from CJ Entis Frost. His now vacant position will be filled by Hermes. Finally, Southeast Asia's Garena Pro League just finished round 10. Season 2 World Championship winners Taipei Assassins are currently undefeated at 20 wins to 0 losses.